Awesome. And ready there. Cool. Yeah, so I had planned to like set up the tokens themselves for this like mechanic where I drop down through all the tiles, and then it was so difficult that I had to bail out of it. But whatever. We are here and ready. As a recap, just so that I remember as well. Last time, the adventurers, we'll go with adventurers. Man, what all happened last time? There was a bunch of individual meetings. Wait, was that last time? Yeah, I think so. Oh man, all right. Title real quick. What the heck? Is this the fourth one or the third one?
I feel like it's the fourth.
I also feel like it's the fourth. Okay. Wow. Time flies when you're adventuring.
Yeah.
So there were individual sort of not meetings, but housekeeping, well, capital keeping, in which everyone went sort of their own different path. Some of them relaxed at spas, some of them hobnobbed it with the rich and powerful, some of them spent time researching, and some spent time gathering a fur army for the future. And then everyone met up together along with all sorts of individuals who may and will be involved to hear an announcement that a force that had been located by these adventurers was coming for the Empire, as far as it can be told anyway, and that force would overwhelm the Empire. So a plan was formulated, and ships were conscripted in order to travel across the ocean and enact this plan, which involves I'm pretty sure I said what it involves, but it involves forming a monolith similar to the one that was used at the most recent sigil in order to amplify magic power and use it for the defense of the Empire. I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
So, the adventurers modified their ships if they so chose, or did not, again, if they so chose, or they align themselves with people who did have ships, etc. For this, we got the levee, rock bottom, another ship. For this embarkment, you could choose to be on any ship you want. You can also choose to bring a different ship entirely, I guess. But because at least these two ships are sort of paired with characters, I think you'll probably take them. Soraya could choose to be on any ship she wants.
She'd probably pick whichever looks the sturdiest.
Okay. What do you, Captain Barrick?
Yeah,
when you were choosing your renovations, what did that entail? Modifications.
So it's probably like, instead of having just this rusted mechanism down the side, it's sort of just been replaced with, like, I would imagine, like a metal band. So it's a bit more sturdy, a bit like what we saw on the other ships, the enemy ships.
Okay.
It definitely looks sturdy, but it also looks a bit like a brick, you know?
Is there additional larger person accessibility, I guess?
I don't think so. I feel like so there'd be, like...
Okay.
There probably would be space for him, but not that much. He basically stuck to the what's it called, at the back of the ship.
Thanks. I'm sure that will be the most comfortable sail possible if you chose that one.
Yeah, I'll go on that one. That's fine.
Okay.
Sure.
Is it, knowing that you're going on this adventure and there will be other people, there's of course all sorts of resources that you could take, but knowing that you're part of this group that will be expected to provide information because you're people who actually have been there, is there anything else you'd like to take? Do you want to go shopping? I guess if you, it's up to you.
I'd probably just try and get some better, like, some guns for the dwarves, I guess.
Guns for the dwarves. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a bit more
Cool.
personnel power, I guess.
Yeah, I do think that the guns won't be, you know, super modern or whatever, but I mean fireworks definitely exist and stuff like that, so that firearms is the next obvious choice there. So they're probably, you know, single shot reload kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that crazy Hydra revolver from Atlas, maybe, but
Oh, about that. No, I was thinking
nothing.
flintlocks. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too automatic.
No Gatling gun then. Okay.
I'm sure you could work it out with magic, but I don't think that's your forte.
No.
Anybody else thinking they'll bring anything specific?
No.
Not that I can think of.
Well, good luck then. There's no coming back. Just kidding.
Ooh.
I'm sure you'll be back. I'm sure it'll be fine. So, the day that the plan will begin, I guess, comes to pass, and I do think you'd probably leave from this capital, but all the rest of the ships would not. Most of them are probably at the coast already or built near the coast, that sort of thing. Why would they sail all the way up into the capital bay when they're just going to go the other way, right? So there's probably a little bit of fanfare at the Capitol. People at the docks wishing everybody well. Lots of the crying, parting stuff occurring as well along the dockside. But most of the people headed with you from any ship that's here are going to be soldiers, so that's their job. They sail out along with you. As you exit the Capitol Bay, you are joined by many other ships along your ships, and there is a brief pause where the ships that are run entirely by the Navy stop, drop stuff into the water, just like they did last time, and then they head out. This gonna pull you a little bit further forward. Where's the bag? Found it. Oh no, they're huge. All right, well, I will resize them. It's not gonna matter though, I don't think. Oh, that one's a different size already. Wait. I can do them all at once.
No, I ruined it.
They're just smaller ships, yeah.
Alright.
Some big ships, some small ships. These ships are all sorts of entities crewing them. Some of them are very clearly pirate ships that just don't have their pirate stuff flying currently. There might be a couple, references maybe to pirate type stuff, but many of the ships look like they used to be pirates and they're not anymore. Some of them are clearly just like merchant vessels that very quickly someone put a bunch of cannons all on the top, balanced everything out, and made it right. Made it look like they could handle the cannons, but it's unknown if they'll survive maybe an encounter on the ocean. And then the good representation for this ship. I'll take this ship, I guess. It's pretty big. There is a ship that has been built different than the others. We'll call it this one. I'm gonna make its color a different color so I can tell where it is. There is a very, very big ship, and it has what looks like normal sails in the center, and then additional sails that sort of flare out from the sides, and they have towers behind them, and the towers clearly block wind for those additional sails, right? Like the ship could never function normally on the ocean. However, those towers have balconies, and as you sail, this ship that should be falling behind should be incredibly heavy because it's carrying the monolith pieces and carts and horses. It's keeping up with you because there are mages standing on tiers in the tower, basically casting wind magic into the sails, forcing the ship forward. And this ship actually probably sits somewhere in the center, like that, as you sail. Several weeks, of course. There are quite a few ships there just with supplies. There are ships that turn back once their supplies are exhausted, so that you don't have to continue to feed those people who are just there to help you out. But as you sail across this ocean, just as you did before, thinking back on everything that's happened so far in such a short amount of time, even though it's been weeks, anybody want to meet with anybody here or anything like that? Maybe at a 9:32 breakfast meeting?
Oh god, too early. I think the dwarves will be up to the same stuff. Probably trying to peer pressure Soraya into drinking with them as well.
She probably does a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice. Y'all playing cards and stuff, or you just time?
I think just killing time, yeah. I don't know if we need to meet. I think the plan is just sail, isn't it?
My character's gonna fish.
Ugh. Of course. Well, I mean, even if you can't provide fish, I'm sure your ship can.
Yeah, but he likes fishing, you know.
Yeah. Very soothing. Did you bring cats with you?
No, I wouldn't risk my
Yeah,
litter.
The litter.
Are you
Okay.
there with the whole fishing rod? How are you fishing? Or just killing them?
Just like a rod, like a normal person would.
Wow.
And then eating the
Love you.
fish when it comes up, just
Yeah.
wrappers,
You want to roll if the fish are biting or not?
to fish better and swim, he does the.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Do you swim?
Yeah, we can,
All right.
float, but not necessarily swim too much.
Can everyone else swim? I don't think I brought that up.
I think Barrett could be able to swim. It's an essential thing when you get drunk on a ship, I think.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Soraya definitely can.
Definitely.
Look, Liaria can too. Excuse me, Liariel. Cool.
Yep.
I'm sure that won't come up either.
Uh-huh.
All right. I guess the only person who has the ability to do anything while passing time is Liariel. Are you doing anything while we sail, or just also hanging out?
I'm probably enjoying my super stocks. I'm just sort of opening myself to the ether to see if I receive anything that we need to be aware of.
Cool. Okay, so I guess with this fortune telling mechanic, I do think there would be a difference between. Well, I don't know, actually. I'll ask you. Is there a difference between actively trying to get information or just being open? Is that the same thing? Or is it more like you have to try for something or you're just there?
I would think of just being open as more of a passive thing, it's sort of like semi-enlightenment seeking where you're trying to balance and center yourself and just remain open to what's coming on around you. You're not likely to pick up anything that is just mundane, but you might pick up something that would change a life path in a dramatic way.
Okay. I'll roll for it then. We'll go with Go with 15 and higher future, 5 and lower past, everything else present.
Oh.
5. Past. Let's see here. Past.
Would be like relevant past under the circumstances.
Yeah, I know. Relevant is the important part. I gotta find something that's relevant. I think while Leariel is sort of just bobbing and weaving on the levee, although it might be the smoothest sail of any of them, now that I think about that, because it can choose to be smoother. So a peaceful sail for
Definitely.
Leariel. Open to anything that might come. She probably has an experience of I think she sees like an old man, not super old, still competent, taking care of business, sitting at a desk, doing a lot of paperwork, having scribes and scholars and all sorts of paper type people come in and sit at several desks nearby, doing research at this person's behest. I think she sees a scene of like reports from scholarly magical investigation houses such as the House of Music, and I think she sees this person I guess like researching those notes and then applying them in novel ways to create the monolith, I guess. This big thing of stone that's carved with interesting symbols. She probably also sees a lot of tests with smaller versions of it, and those tests do a wide range of things. Exploding, they do nothing. Sometimes they release gas. Sometimes they wink out of existence. Sometimes anyone who looks at it gets sick. Just random stuff like that. But also knowing, the plan of taking a monolith there, that there is one nearby on the giant ship. This ship in the center. We'll call it the. I can name this, right? How do I do that?
I think you can right-click a label, something. Oh yeah, name.
Oh,
you can
name.
right-click at the bottom. Yeah.
We'll call it. Ah, dang! I can't think of any cool words besides the grand carriage. Because that's what it is. Cool. So you sail across the ocean with this ragtag fleet of ships. I would say there's probably let's see, you've got 3. Well, you've got 3, and then there's the Navy, and then there's a bunch of random pirates. I would say a good 35, 40 ships all out here. Some of them obviously just carrying supplies, but all sailing sort of in little pockets, but all together across the ocean. You already know where you're going, of course, and you find yourselves. All right, some of you are on land.
Oh god.
I'll just move you all over here. That one's really close, though. All right. The fleet arrives within vision of the coast, a similar coast to the one you found yourselves upon previously. And now the plan goes into action. Any ships that are nearby are detained immediately by the fleet. So you have this sort of window of the coast that you hold, and know that the plan is to head into land and to move the monolith where it needs to be. So the grand carriage, of course, would probably come in as close as possible, start unloading stuff. While that occurs, there's probably some downtime. Everybody's on high alert, and I guess a meeting is called by Admiral Saltain, who is obviously here. He's probably on the grand carriage. You probably are all called to the grand carriage as well. And he'll say something like, welcome back, I guess. Here we are. We find ourselves here again at this strange shore. Thank you all for your acquiescence. This mission, it's very important. We all appreciate it. We're going to do everything we can to support you. Is there anything you need before you head out?
Yeah, how far are we going inland?
Well, once inland, because we didn't scout, of course, much of the coast. We sailed along it. You'll need to find the best path possible up to this pigeon capital that we explored. You'll need to, somewhere nearby, get the monolith in place. Then you'll need to have it carved. We didn't want to let any information go to a possible enemy, so it's not carved yet. There will be a little bit of time where the mages that we're sending with you can carve it. And then, from there, everything should be good.
Right.
Right.
Okay, who's looking after the ships? Like, how many people we're leaving behind?
Well,
how many people we're sending forward?
You'll have quite a complement of individuals, but we do need to keep it trim as well. So, most of us will be staying with the ships in order to protect this area until you are safely out of sight, and then we can move back. We will be here or around here so that when you return, we can pick you up by ship, and anything that happens afterwards, we can handle that as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So, people going with you, mages, porters, of course, Samson over there. He's our, I guess, resident knowledge fiend, very into the, flora and fauna and so forth. There's some guy who's like, clearly not a soldier. He's in cargo sort of clothing and stuff, glasses, really ready and earnest to get out there and see something new. But he's one of the people heading the research side of things, because you're not only going to be taking the monolith, but also any information you can get as well.
Okay. Are we getting any soldiers, or is it just
Yes, of course.
busybodies and
We brought a lot of soldiers as well. Mages,
right,
so forth. The group will probably be around 50 people total. if my numbers are accurate here, there's the 4 of you, and then porters, and then mages, soldiers. We're keeping the sailors. We feel like that would make more sense, but if you need sailors for some reason, I guess we could send them with you. A couple, maybe.
Nah, it's fine. I've had enough of them.
I thought as much. You'll have several carts with the monolith on it, carriages for anyone that needs carriage riding. I believe you're all pretty steadfast. You can
I'll take a
travel by
carriage.
foot.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, of course. Well, we'll see if there's any room left. We're, of course, sending you with provisions, bananas, fish, salted meat, etc. Did you not read the manifest and all the information? No. Oh, well, I see. Right. Well, don't worry. Someone else is keeping track of it for you.
Yeah. Well, all right. Then when are we leaving?
As soon as all the carts are unloaded, all the horses should be pretty soon. Anybody need anything? I believe in you all. I know you can do this.
All right. I'm going to go for some goodbye drinks. So, yeah, I'll meet you on the shore.
What'd you say, Leario?
I'm ready to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Got everything I need.
Cool. Carts are unloaded. Ta-da! The ships unload all the people, the horses, the carriages. Well, the carts for sure. A carriage maybe. It's probably going to be shared by a bunch of people who are less capable, or if anyone gets hurt, something like that. Not necessarily for you just to hang out in. But whatever.
Well, Baron.
And the ships, once you are out of sight, off the board real quick. Okay, gently.
Perfect.
Nailed it. The ships back away off the coast. They tow or take any ships that have seen them as safe as possible. And you head inland. Exciting. Don't know what the next one is. Nailed it. Cool.
Perfect.
As you head inland, it's the coast becomes less rocky, kind of beachy, and more meadowland. And then there are, of course, sparse trees occasionally, until you come across a not a necessarily wide path. It's roughly a cart and a half wide, but it is a path that appears to be, I guess the word is brand new. So this path runs roughly the direction you're trying to head. I believe it's north and east up the coast. It's not right on the coast, so you're pretty far away from it. But this path appears to be, like I said, brand new turned tracks, newly smashed down grass and so forth.
Soraya, did you read that manifesto before I threw it overboard?
I don't even think I saw it, to be honest.
What are we meant to do if we find people here on the land?
I guess whatever you think is best.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that.
Unless anybody else knows, she'll kind of look around.
Look, did anyone read that manifest thingy?
You hear from like far away, incredible! Wow! If you look over there, you'll see Samson, the guy. He's got like a big hat on now, and he's like bent over on the side of the path.
Yeah, I'd walk over, just very confused, and tell him to also shush. Shut up! You're being loud.
What?
What have you found?
Grab his hat, turn around, like whip around real quick, and hold up these like leaves, and it'll be like, "This is an incredible find. You don't see multi-leaved versions of this plant on our continent. Incredible!"
Well, no, it's a different continent. Of course you don't. But that stuff's everywhere. It's fine.
I can't wait to document this. He's like starting to pull out his book.
Meow. I want to talk to Samson. Meow.
Yes,
Okay,
Professor. Are you as blown away as I
just
am?
stares at him.
Wow.
Stares at him.
Right. Okay, I need to document this, and he like starts sketching the plant into his book.
Okay, well,
There would be other people here who read all of the the dossier for the record. Just not him.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, nobody read it at all, so we'll just make it up as we go.
Okay.
Sure.
We're gonna head back and sort of carry on walking. Don't want to fall too far behind.
Do you choose to head down this path that someone's clearly been here recently, or do you head further into the woods, away, I guess, from the path?
We roll something to see the path.
Oh yeah, sure. You can investigate the path if you'd like. Definitely. That would be brilliance, I guess. You can investigate anything you want, anytime you want.
Um, 18.
I don't think Barrack would investigate the path.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Anybody else looking around detailedly?
Nope.
As the I guess nominated tracker of this group, at least, when you look at these tracks, I mean, you're all bringing carts as well, and you've probably walked behind these carts even 10 minutes ago as they went through some wooded areas. And on 18, I think you would see that the tracks that are here are wider than your cart wheels and heavier and seem to be like studded wheels, like they are meant to travel across terrain that's not necessarily the most even. So these are not like city carts, I guess. Whatever passed by here is very big and very heavy, and yeah.
Which road's that down?
It is just this path. You basically like come out from what appears to be full foliage into this path that is beaten down in front of you and covered in these tracks. I guess technically they seem to be going the way you want to go as well, north and east.
What direction's the other goes off? What, right or something?
Yeah. So I guess technically, this image would be upside down. Hold on. This. All right. So, you want to head towards Captain Barrack, the yellow icon, and that is the way it appears that these tracks have been going as well. If you head that way, you know that you will roughly follow the coast inland and then pass by the big towery pigeon harbor thing. You won't go into it, if you follow this like direction, but you'll pass by it and then you'll hit eventually near the capital that you're headed towards. If you went the other way, you would just go away from where you're supposed to go, or you can head more inland. I'm just going to use this as a marker. More inland would be right here. You could leave this path and go into the woods and not be seen maybe or whatever.
Meow, away from the direction we're supposed to go to doesn't seem like a bad idea.
What? We can't turn back. We just got here. Look, do we want to go through the woods or do we want to just follow these tracks?
Meow, I don't care. Meow.
Okay, I'm going to follow the tracks because it's easier on my legs. So
Yeah, let's just follow Samson. He'll
he's
get
off
us
in
a
the
lift.
bushes.
Meow.
Yeah, Samson is continuing further deeper into the foliage. Maybe one of the mages sitting on the back of the carts would also say something like, it was recommended that we stay out of sight. We need to make sure the package makes it to its destination.
Who said that? Okay, all right then. Fine.
The mission is to stay out
whatever.
of sight.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, just go off into the.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think I
Yep.
heard Sultane say that, but
I mean, the mages are like having a discussion, like between themselves, and they're like, these people just want to go the easy path. What was the point of hitting the coast and making sure no one saw us and all of that stuff? I don't know what they're doing.
Do I overhear them at all?
You can. Yeah, because I already said it actually. So yes, you definitely heard.
Gives them the stink eye.
For the record, I wanted to burn down the entire fleet of the enemy. I didn't want to do this stealthy stuff, but now fine. I'll just go through all these bushes ahead of everyone.
When you interrupt them or whatever, they're like, "Oh, yes, of course, sir, Captain. Anything you say, yes, okay." You're all like folk heroes at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be sort of in charge and have all the knowledge, so whatever you say goes. But they're gonna talk behind your back.
Yeah. It's fine. I'll pick the bumpiest path through this foliage for that bloody carriage.
True. It will be very bumpy and it will be slower.
Well, unless anyone protests, Barrett's kind of just stumbled off to the side of the path, away from the
Protests.
predetermined.
Didn't.
Well, I
Alright,
think
cool.
the carts would just follow me, I guess.
Deeper and deeper into the woods you head, followed by these carts, along with your guess soldiers, mages, whatever you want. We'll call them the troops. The troops follow you through the woods for several days because it is slower and more difficult to travel. That's a good point. Ariel.
Meow, why don't we just carve some runes now, and then by the time we get there, it'll be a lot faster. You just have to put one in, meow.
Because the mages are lazy. Look, they're all on the carriage back there. It should have been my carriage.
Excuse me. No.
Oh, meow, they're in the Navy, that's why, meow.
We were supposed to keep our knowledge secret so that it wouldn't fall into enemy hands, you know, in case we got assaulted, I guess.
Meow, why don't you then just do half the rune then? Meow.
Well, we don't know how much information they might gain from that. If that's what you think we should do, we'll need to take the stones off the carts first, but we could work on it now.
Just any excuse not to do any work.
We'll do it. We'll do it. The mages start like getting down. The carts are stopped. They probably
not the whole rune, but just a little bit of it, and then by the
of course.
time.
Yes, Professor.
Let me finish. Meow, meow. Never mind. Meow. I'm done.
The mages are like stopped. Like, do you want us to start or wait?
Just like
Probably
do
just
it
walks
overnight
away.
when we stop.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so you want us to work sort of through the night once we're stopped?
I mean, it's for the Empire.
It is for the Empire. That's true. So I guess you stop a little earlier than normal each night in order to unload the carts.
Poor mate is working in the dark.
Yeah. For like 3 nights or so. I'm gonna roll to see how much they can get done. It shouldn't be that difficult. But you're also not assembling the monolith. Plus there's like okay. Roll it. 12? Okay. Not too bad, especially because they're not pulling the monolith together and apart. Like, yeah. So basically what they're doing is throughout the night, soldiers are holding these, or I guess they don't need to hold them. There's probably tent poles and stuff. So lights are put up around a working area for these mages. And what they're doing is basically putting a puzzle together, but only in discussion because they're not actually putting it together. So they spend a lot of time looking at different pages that they have, and they're sort of like coded, so they have to work through it and then make sure that it's right, and then they use magic to carve it, whatever the symbol is that they think goes there, right? But over several nights it does take shape, and then throughout the day these mages are exhausted. They're like laying on the backs of the stones or somewhere in the carriage, just struggling to keep up with everyone.
Oh, they should be sleeping then.
Right.
Yeah. Got a
Yeah.
carriage. We'll be fine.
They're probably, yeah, sleeping when they can, where they can. Poor mages.
Take my carriage.
But yeah, good idea. Any other ideas while we travel through the woods, the forest?
I'll just do like investigations around.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
people. Sure, I don't.
Yeah, you definitely can.
You got 14.
14. This is a pretty uninhabited area. Haven't even like crossed the road at this point. A lot. If there are paths that go from town to town or whatever, they're in easier spaces like along the coast or more open fields. There's not very many roads here. No wood smoke, none of that. It seems like you're all alone with your crew. And Samson has made a lot of discoveries.
Moving on.
Oof. Ouch.
Samson like is running behind you. Professor, you'll never believe what these tracks I discovered.
It just keeps walking.
Samson
Tail
immediately
down.
stops. Just stops sort of behind the professor. Oh, okay.
Meow. I am distracted. Meow.
I gotta make that's fine, Professor. You're very busy. I understand. I'm gonna go make some notes. I've also been keeping notes on the mages and what they're doing. Oh, what an experience! What a time to be alive.
Oh, have you told the mages about that?
Of course. I even suggested several edits to their rune work based on some information I read while I was in the capital. They did not take those notes, but when I return, I'm thinking maybe I can offer this information to music. I'm sure they would be very interested in what I've discovered. My hypotheses.
Right. Right.
Cool. Like I said, 3 days-ish of travel through the woods, sleepy mages and so forth. You find yourselves back out, headed north. Yeah. Parts travel like this. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Soraya? How are you? Wait. Oh, this is
Purple.
Liario. Oh, okay.
There's an imposter in our group.
Ah,
I know, that's what I was doing. I was picking up a bunch of them too.
You got
There we
this.
go.
Got really? Okay.
I had to unbury it, okay?
Yeah.
So where do you think you're traveling? Forward, back, right along with the carriages or the carts?
Yeah, I'm happy with this positioning for myself.
Okay.
Away from Samson, who's like lagging behind, so
Oh, yeah. Every once in a while you hear, incredible!
yeah. It's fine. They'll ambush him because they'll hear him, and then we'll just leave.
Everybody else good with where you are?
Mhm.
All right, cool. As the carts travel on the fourth day, we'll call it mid-morning, you begin to hear the word is wumping, sort of a boom, 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 like that, sort of off in the distance.
That sound like it's getting closer.
You're welcome to evaluate it at this time if you so choose.
I would
Or
love
investigate, yeah.
I will investigate.
Cool. The
to.
tracker.
Gonna
Got
roll.
an 8.
8.
Ugh. agree.
But I forgot to tell you what I thought about your magic. Don't worry, since I didn't tell you, we'll see how it plays out. A 3 and an 8, it might be coming this way.
I got a 14.
Oh, okay. It seems to be coming this way.
I can't tell. What is that? Where is it? Kind of spinning in circles, unable to locate the sound.
It's over that way, and I think it's getting closer. Maybe we should like hide in some bushes or something.
Yeah, but
Meow,
how
it
do we
might
hide
be
that?
in the ground. Meow.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Right, I'm gonna run over to the carts and start helping push them sort of somewhere
Okay.
secluded, where it's sort of away from where it's been pointed.
Okay.
So, just get behind them. I'll push.
I can't imagine that you can hide these carts very well. Sure, if you want to roll for hiding the carts, I'll take that. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll take presence
Oh
rolls.
no, just to put them. I'm trying to like put them behind cover, as in
Yeah.
not hide. Yeah.
Oh, not hide
Just
them.
coming
Okay.
in.
Well, that's
Yeah.
much more doable.
Roll though. Ugh, 4. Never mind. Not rolling good.
11.
Go this way. No, this way. Actually, let's go over here. Why is the
Everyone
horse
has a
ignoring me?
different. Well, the horses are probably alert to this noise as well.
Yeah.
Cool. As you try and sort of move them to a more defensible position. I mean, this is basically an open field with trees sort of along the edges, but even moving to the trees would take some time. But the whumping gets closer. The whoop boom, whoop boom. It seems to be accompanied by like a very low kind of noise, like a real low rumbly kind of noise. Not a growl though. Definitely doesn't sound like a growl.
Well, we get out of its path.
Yeah, it seems like it's
Wherever it
over
would be.
near where the ships are. Off the board, not where the ships are in life, or in the game, but just sort of over. I guess again we're headed north, so that's west. Kidding. Wait, hold on, let me turn the board around. Oh, I'm confused. That's east. This is why I don't navigate.
Which one's east?
Look, they're coming from over here. They're coming from the red area.
Okay. And that is north, south, east. Where is red?
Red is east.
Okay, let me align myself. Okay, so I was aligned correctly. Cool.
I'll just turn my view around again.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
I guess I'll just find a defensive position.
Okay, cool.
barracks
Behind
is
Sam.
for bravery.
Uh, I will assume Leariel has like the ability to perceive stuff sort of coming.
Let me go. Oh,
Yes, I can pick stuff up when it's like imminent.
Okay, cool.
something got to be picked up.
What? No, I'm good. Oh yeah, my bad. So I think Liario would experience a lot of magic coming this way. Like a lot of magic. Real fast.
Ariel would probably warn the group, say, hey, I pick up something's coming. It's coming in fast. Prepare yourselves.
Do you mention the part that it has magic?
There's a lot of magic coming this way.
All right, cool. Just making sure. The mages,
magic.
the mages are like trying to get ready. They're bleary eyed, but they're like, all right, here it comes. This bumping, grumbling sound continues to grow and grow until the ground is shaking, and then from the edge of this, let me move this over. Oh wait, I can't move this. I will just search it from the edge of this clearing, not directly at you because that doesn't work that way, but into this clearing bursts forth a device.
God.
It is what it looks like is a bunch of carts tied together moving real fast with people on it. First sight, that's what it is. And the wumping is the ground and the trees in front of them being slammed down onto the ground over and over and over again. The growling, rumbling is these big wheeled carts all traveling and grinding across the ground.
How fast are they going?
Let's see. If you can move roughly 3 squares, this thing's moving like maybe 9 squares, so 180 feet a second. That seems real fast. Let me look that up.
I'm going to cast a slow field on that then. Just to slow it down.
Let me convert it.
Then it's going to crash into itself, so. Hopefully.
That's 120 miles per hour.
Okay, it's not going that fast. Let's see. All right, it can't go that way. Shoot. All right, well. All right, we'll call it 2, 3, 4. We'll call it 5 squares. Oh, it's also not per second. That's per 3 seconds. So I guess technically that would work, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll go with 5 squares. So time dilation. On this thing. That's what I wanted to bring up, but because I didn't bring it up, we're just gonna play it like this. If you'll cast your spell and roll your ability, okay.
Yeah, I got a 20.
A 20, okay. Let's say you can cast it on the part you see. So there are mages all over this thing. And I'm going to roll for all of them. And we'll just see, like... I guess if any of them beat your 20, then it will like sort of be cast aside or diffused or something like that, depending on the roll. But if none of them do, that's no fun for me. So I'm just gonna roll this 6 times, using the mages only, because the other people wouldn't be able to do it. Not that there might be other people. Who knows who's on this thing?
All right, big money, no whammies.
Yeah, big money, no whammies. So, first one, 16. That does not beat it. 13 does not beat it, even with fire. That was on a 20, but it rolled a 4. That definitely does not beat it. This beat it. That had been a different mage. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How many is that? Is that
That's
5? Well, 1, 2.
5 or 6, I don't know.
I think that's 5. This one would have to be. All right. Dang. So this engine, as it is, wumping into existence, it meets this time dilation field, cast onto these 4 carts. 2 of the carts are open with people standing on them. This cart is supplies. Your spell does what exactly? It slows down or it stops them?
Yeah, slows them down. And
Okay.
we did it last time, and then all those people fell down.
Yeah, they
Only-
because they exited. Yeah. So
I guess if anyone else does anything within these 3 seconds.
right.
I'm not a
yeah.
mage.
I
Only you
could
just slowed
use
down the
my
front one, that would have been
tarot
funny.
ability.
Use your what ability?
That's my tarot ability.
Yeah.
Draw a card to like attack the enemy.
Yeah, so let's do that before we figure out how it plays out. Yeah.
Okay. So good news. I pulled a 9 of swords. So I'm gonna be manifesting 9 swords to sort of fly through the air, all telekinetically straight for all the oncoming force.
Okay, you got 9 swords. Dang. Are you headed into this field of slowness, or are you headed into what comes after?
I'm starting with the slowed down people in front since they'll be the closest threat.
Okay. And then your ability has a modifier, right? So if you'll roll brilliance and see, well, they can't dodge. Yeah, they absolutely can't dodge because they can't see it coming, because time doesn't work that way. If you'll roll a d6 for damage, then, because like I said, they can't dodge.
D6 for damage.
Yeah.
I rolled a 3. Brilliance is 4.
Your
My modifier was combined.
if you had any items or equipment that would play into well, as long as they applied to a brilliance roll, that would play into it, but your brilliance doesn't affect damage.
Well then, I had a combined modifier for my abilities because it takes up more than one slot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but we're looking at the items underneath, anything equipment wise that might change your magic.
enchanted armor to help boost my skills.
Does it apply to magic you cast or protection of Liario?
The enchantment on the armor applies specifically to the magic I cast. I mostly just count on the base armor for protection.
All right, that counts. What number is that? All right, what is
It
the?
would be the gear has like a +2 modifier.
Okay. So we're looking at 5 damage across these swords. Any other actions during these first 3 seconds as this thing bursts from the woods?
Uh,
No? That's
Just gonna
cool.
move.
Samson runs.
Barak just pulled out his drinking horn, his drinking horn, obviously.
Battle drinking horn. Perfect.
Well, yeah, he's got the warhammer in one hand and the drinking horn in the other.
Uh-huh. Got it. Okay, so I think the way this plays out is these 4 are slowed. The things behind them, because there are things behind them, slam into them as the effect ends, and these swords continue through the bubble because I would assume that they are slowed as they hit the bubble and then they resolve as well. So, if that is true,
Yeah, they'd be initially influenced by the bubble, but as soon as like time resumed, they'd like proceed on their course.
Right. So, you roll damage against these. These are curving. I'm gonna roll to see how messed up these 4 get from the ones behind them real quick.
Oh god,
Low
yeah.
would be low is better. So they're curving, but they're still going to hit because that's again physics and time. And then I'm going to roll for the locomotive as well, just because we need to know if it continues. So I'm gonna shoot for, I guess, 18 or higher, just to see like if it can continue at all. There's 2 mages on it. Be able to influence it. I'll use their brilliance modifiers as well. Oh, geez. So yeah, okay. All right, natural 1. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how does this play out? So the carts in the back slam into the carts into the front, effectively crushing this cart in the center, and removing 3 soldiers who were standing on it. They're in the back, they're not normally involved. And then these 2 slam forward. So I'll just get rid of those because they're definitely gone. As they crunch into the back, all of the carts are shoved forwards, and swords impact the people forward. I'm gonna get. Why is there no? Where's all my paper? Got it. Okay. Okay, cool. This one's gone, this one's gone. The mages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are any of these swords at the locomotive pieces, or are they all at people?
The people driving the locomotives.
Okay, so they're focused specifically on the front. 5 damage, 9 swords. I'm gonna do. No, actually, I don't need to roll that. Just kidding. And this. Okay, got it. It's a train, okay? The train, as it exits this bubble, time slams forward into everything, and the riders are mostly thrown from the train. The locomotive is basically shredded by swords. It was a really cool design, but it lies collapsed and destroyed. This cart continues on by itself. This cart is overturned. And this cart of supplies comes to rest up against it. People spring from these carts. Where's my bag now that I'm... Okay. People spring from these carts. This one, this one, this one.
Well, hopefully they're the enemy, you know?
There's an orphanage.
True.
Yeah, they're delivering kids to the orphanage.
Miss Frizzle was taking her kids out.
Full trip.
I need one more of these. Got. Oh, that didn't work. All right, cool. Can I clone this?
Yeah, God, it's a special, unique. Okay.
I'm gonna change their colors real quick so we can keep track of them. Wow, that's real dark. Call them the teal mage, the red mage. Night.
Sure.
Oh, actually, this. What did I say? 1, 2, 3. Go. Kidding, that's not the right order either. There we go. People spring from these ruined cars and carts. Many of them already wounded due to the interactions of 2 spells. But nonetheless, there's a lot of screaming. There are people trapped under rubble at this point. People crushed in half, and this train has come to a stop here in the center of this clearing, and now go into initiative with Purrington, Liariel, Barrick said the horn, and then Soraya. I'll also put Samson in there just for fun, and or cadre of soldiers also.
Quickly, Aisha. Samson's vulnerable. Been given a ticket, a token, and a HP bar.
Way over here. He's running.
He's not. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll call that Samson, and then you're arrayed around you as well. So, first up, Professor Burrington.
Can I like identify the weakest?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to like scan over who you got and throw down a brilliance roll.
Ooh. Let me look. Brilliance. Oh, brilliance roll?
Yeah.
Sweet. I got a 23.
Oh my gosh, can you roll low? Yeah. So the mages on the locomotive are the weakest already. I'm gonna label them red mage, teal. They are bleeding. The magical swords have disappeared, but they have wounds all over them. The soldier in the back caught some of the swords as well. So if you're looking for weak targets, that would be the colored individuals, basically.
Yeah, I'll go for the colored teal or this
Okay.
blue one, and I'm gonna cast erase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to make sure, what did we say? How close do you have to be and all of that stuff?
No, we never did.
Okay, cool.
Dear God.
And how does it work again?
Just like a what erases the target from existence is if anyone was looking at the target, they would know that he erased. But if you're not looking at the target, you just erased out of existence for you. But if you saw it get erased, you know it got erased.
Cool.
It also just does damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was actually 8 people before we started. He keeps erasing them.
Yeah. This was an army of 35, but he's just been standing as they pass by.
Grooming himself.
Yeah, if you'll roll your roll, throw in your modifiers.
Yeah, I got a 22.
Okay, this mage can resist or attempt to.
I gotta get a D6 though.
Can't possibly roll high, and you can't roll low. Cool. Yeah, if you'll throw me down some damage as well, please.
5.
Another 5. Dang. All right. This
Is everyone
mage-
looking? Watch meow. Is everyone looking? Watch this. Meow.
Yeah, you're all gonna see this crazy thing occur. The mage is like starting to like fade out, like almost like it's losing touch with being in this realm. It's a pigeon person who's a mage. It cries out in pain. It's like, help! And reaches out to any individuals around it who might be able to help. But none can. And then Liari.
Meow. Oh.
You're up. What would you like to do?
Who's up?
You are Liario.
Okay, so like how many enemies do we have left right now?
Still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Whoa, not dead yet. Not dead yet. Very
What? He
close.
didn't need the wrist?
Erase would work on an item for sure without any resistance, but this person is trying to hold on.
Okay.
So
I thought he
it
said
has to do
he
like
disappeared.
damage. You know what I mean?
What if it erased his
damage.
armor or something? Or like erased like organs or things?
Well, how many times can you cast it? That's a good point.
Not many.
I mean, he's
3. It's a +3.
I guess
Yes, time travel is way too powerful. So
okay, so you erase 3 people, but it's only a chance.
I thought I
to
just
erase
erased one.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if you could cast it 3 times. I'm just trying to make sure that it's not incredibly broken.
Yeah.
Because if you erase 3 people, you still got 5 that you have to fight.
I mean, I could put it down to a 2, make them both a 2.
Well, I'm trying to see if because there's a chance that it doesn't work. That's the only thing that makes it not broken, I think. So if it does erase everything, then you basically deal 8 points instead of 5 points of damage. It's not that big of a deal. So sure, yeah, we'll destroy that mage. Poor mage.
I give it to the cat.
Okay, so technically the
bird
answer is
too.
14.
Yes, it's even better.
7 enemies is the answer to your question.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so I'm going to use my tarot ability again.
Okay.
Try to draw. I pulled the 5 of wands, which depicts 5 people holding very large staffs. So, like, when I cast it, like, 5 foot soldiers will emerge, each armed with a very heavy staff right in front of the enemy, and do their best to bash the enemy's brains in.
All right. Who are we targeting here? This I think this has to have a focal sort of target.
Like, there's like a cluster of like 4.
3 down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Which one? Because your spells are broken too.
I'm generating like five people with staffs. They're only going to target one person. That's like the Prometheus school of hitting people.
If this is okay, I'll say it like this, I guess. If this is an AoE, then your damage is spread out across people, or if this is a single target, then all your damage goes into one person, and you can choose that way.
I'd rather have the damage like spread out.
Okay, I agree. Also, mostly because of the mageness of them. Awesome. If you'll roll your d20 and put in your spell modifier, I will roll for them.
Well, like my spell modifier, since it was in multiple slots, what did we decide that the modifier was when it was combined? Because I have it in 3 slots.
I think I don't know, let me scroll up real quick, see if I identified it as a or was that in person while we were talking about it?
That's while we were talking about it, because like I've got it in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th slot, but like that seems like a very overpowered modifier, so I don't want to just apply it without like you know, consulting my company here.
I think it was like +3, and then because it covered all of them, you could use it that number of times, but since you couldn't predict what it was, it might not actually be helpful at the situation.
That makes sense. All right, I've circled
Yeah.
the +3 on my ability sheet, so
All right,
I won't
cool,
forget
cool.
next time. So
No problem.
rolling my. I'm sure that I noted it somewhere. I'm just not sure where. I'll
Me
roll
too.
Yeah. All right. I'll throw my brilliance modifier here. So I've got 12 plus 4.
All right.
And then, did you want me to roll a d6?
Give me 1 second. 12 plus 4 is 16. Because these individuals all have
Ability
stats as well.
modifiers plus- Yeah, and then
Oh, right.
modifiers +3 from the spell itself. And we have +2 from the armor boosting my skills.
Okay.
16, 19, and then 21 so far.
Oh no, you just roll once. You cast one spell. I was rolling for each
Okay.
of these people. To
I'm just trying to understand the game mechanics.
No
I'm still
problem.
new here, sorry.
I'm also new because I made it up. So no problem.
There you
When you cast a spell, you just cast it once, and you roll once. Your modifier comes from your spell or from your armor, and
We'll go
then
with +3 spell.
yeah. And then your damage is modified by your armor. In most cases, you could choose to do your armor instead, but why would you do that? You never would. So it would always go to your damage. And if you'll roll that d6 and add those two.
I rolled a 3 again.
All right, nice.
So
Solid
3
fives.
plus. Yeah.
The physicality of the spell as it comes out, the soldier is able to fight off the attack, but the two mages take the damage from these overwhelming knights of magic brought forth into the real world. That's these two. One. Okay. And Yellow Knight. All right. Having been thrown from this train, the enemy. Is this yellow? Professor Parrington. Okay, so Caster's in the back. Captain Barracks out front. The pigeon. Yeah, unfortunately.
He's ready. He was there for intentionally.
Oh, okay,
Drinking,
okay.
ready for a fight.
The pigeon mage, the red pigeon mage, shuffles up, bleeding, wounded, also very mad. Also gives out a squawk, having seen someone that they knew just vanish before their eyes, and is going to cast spells directly at Captain Barrick. It is a sort of cutting wind, I guess, that comes forth from the feathery hands and sweeps around Captain Barrick. I'm going to roll real quick here. If you'll roll grit. Oh, well.
Okay.
Good luck.
I'm going to use the same dice, so remember the number.
Yeah.
Okay. Not even going to try and defend myself against that.
Yeah, at the 19, I was like, oh, well, even modified. I'm going to roll damage real quick. Solid 6, homie. Go ahead.
Can I use Drunken Resilience to try and take some damage off? Yeah. To +2
definitely.
ability.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So you would resist some of the damage and only take 4 there. And you use that ability, right? So, and that's exactly what it's for. So the wind begins to whip around you. any of the chilling effects that might have occurred because you're drunk or whatever, a little warm, don't apply. You do take several, like knife cuts of wind across you. And then the soldier even moves forward, I guess, to protect Mage against overwhelming odds, but I'm sure he believes he's going to be backed up. Just real quick. And then your turn, Captain Barrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna step up to the soldier and try and bash him in the head with a hammer.
Classic.
Yep, my token's a bit too big, but there we go. I'm gonna use Drunken Fury, which is a +3.
Okay.
That's a 9 total. Actually, is there any combo? No bonus. Yeah, it's a 9. Oof, no luck.
Easy grit roll. This person is aware. He's using his pigeon sight to sort of predict what you're going to do and fins off your hammer. This is Captain Barrick. Soldier 3, also moving forward. Pong, pong, pong. And then Age. Steps this way. 1, 2, 3. Going to cast its own magic. This mage is covered, cloaked, and begins to cast a spell that appears to like fire a. How do I explain? Like there's water in the ground, right? So it looks like little droplets of water spring up along the path to Liariel as this mage casts its spell, and then like little tiny drops, like ding, 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 all the way in a line, really fast, like whoosh, and then water is going to spring up all around Liariel as it casts this spell. So, like a geyser. Oh, like a geyser. Ah, shoot. There was an explanation there. So if you'll roll a d20 of probably grit, unless you would use your brilliance as defense. Either one. The Ariel.
Let's try grit.
Okay.
Alright, rolling d20. 4 is not helpful at all, is it? +1.
Okay. Cool.
Trouble.
Not in trouble necessarily, especially because of that poor roll. The water erupts around Liariel and sort of like concussively slams into her like a geyser clap, we'll call it. New spell just made. And you take 2 points of damage there. A little battered and bruised as well.
No, it's not my turn, but Barrick would, because he's drunk a bit, and fighting, and he would laugh at that guy. Oh, he uses water. How lame.
Wow.
Yeah.
This I don't think I could do anything close, but this mage is going to like point at you and clearly offended. Say something along the lines in a very raspy kind of slithery kind of voice, something like "You will." Oh, I can't do it.
I know what you're trying to do. Okay. Yeah.
It says like you will come to rue the force of water, and it like turns towards you like full on, clearly raged at your giggle.
Yeah, he's still laughing. He's trying to brawl and fight this guy. Not fall over.
We have Soraya.
All right. Well, seeing this water that just exploded out of the ground, she kind of gets an epiphany, and she's going to move slightly forward as she makes a comment to Barrick. Sometimes water can be pretty powerful, you know, and she will cast. Let's go with Tidal Wave. Can I use this as an an area of effect sort of spell where the damage gets split?
Sure.
Okay. And I think I'll send it like in this direction, so maybe between these two.
Oh, okay. Towards the two soldiers.
That works. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you'd be able to hit that mage just because the amount of water we're talking about is not. Unless you're generating water or pulling water up like this mage did, it's not gonna be a ton of water.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, my spells are more geared towards being on water, but
yeah.
I measured all the work for you bringing the water up already.
Yeah, I didn't think of that when. All right, whatever. I did exactly what I meant to do. Yeah.
okay.
Provided ammunition.
Oh. Hmm?
Oh.
So it would be I rolled a 16.
Okay. Oh, how do we do that? If you'll roll damage.
2.
2. All right. Sometimes magic can be or water can be pretty powerful. Dink. So this soldier over here, the one in more armor, the humanoider one, rolled equal to with his modifier of grit. So normally damage would be halved, but you can't have one. So put that they each take 1. They are a little pushed around, I guess, in their armor.
Barrick is just laughing now at both of you. Oh, yeah, it's really great. Yeah.
It works better when there's more water around.
You hear Samson yelling in the distance, "Help! Help! Help us!" Somewhere way over there. Running. This soldier moves forward. Wounded though he is. And your entities, not really what they're meant for, but the mages are here, so the mages will move up to be behind the cart.
Right.
They will cast a spell at these the soldier here. Cast a spell. Mages. Grit roll grit roll. Restive. The mages, they've spent a lot of time cutting onto stone. So this spell you see pop out from several of them who are in the front kind of looks like the very tip of a laser, I guess. As fire starts to cut into the soldier running forward. And his armor begins to degrade through these cuts. The soldiers move straight forward because you are batants right now. What else do we have? Ah, yes. These two mages. 1, 2. Step behind this ruined cart right here. They. I'm gonna give you the chance to figure it out afterwards, but for now, you watch these two bird mages reach out and grab each other's hands, and not that anything gets darker, but they get brighter, and they collectively cast a spell at probably the soldiers as the soldiers move forward. Six.
One soldiers, you can do better than that.
Well, that's from the mages. Their spell together. Okay, and I'm gonna roll for the soldier.
So I was wishing them luck. Not, yeah.
A meteoric fireball coalesces above these two mages together. But it does take some time, and because the soldiers are already running, the fireball kind of slowly even moves forward and smashes into the ground as these soldiers all bail out of the way. There's a big concussive boom, similar to what you had heard the train making, but without this fire, obviously, as the concussion sort of blows all these soldiers away from where they are, and they have to stand up all shooketh. And like I said, you're welcome to try and figure that junk out if you want on your turn. Speaking of turns, Professor Perrington, we go again.
No, that's
I'll
more
figure
like
that
it.
out.
You should try that.
Yeah, so if you'll roll brilliance just as like an investigation roll.
18.
18. Professor Perrington has been to capital. Based on what you've seen, these individuals, though they are pigeony, they have tattoos on their arms. They don't cover their entire bodies, nothing like that, but the tattoos line up. So it's like a mirror on one arm versus the other person's arm. And they're like the same sort of interesting glyph kind of stuff that is carved on the monolith.
Are they still in the air?
They're not flying. No. It might look like they're flying, but they just cast a spell above them. The pigeon people can't fly, unfortunate. Yeah.
What are we gonna do? You're just gonna have to erase someone else again.
Okay, sure. Which one are we targeting this time?
Yellow boy.
Yellow soldier, no. All right, if you'll roll for attack.
Dice are on the ground. Oh, let's check it. Um,
Ooh.
let's see. Is that a brilliance or just? I always forget.
Yeah. Your spells. Yeah.
14 plus
Dang it.
modifiers, which is 19.
Poor guy. Yeah, as the burning, melting nature of his armor begins to cool, that like red glow starts to fade. I don't know exactly if you yell anything during your spell or if you just point.
It's a good question. Meow.
Of course, there's a meow in it.
Yep.
This
Chirps like a bird. A little makes some bird mimic noise.
this pigeon person running forward runs and fades out of existence.
Like Marty or yeah, like in Back to the Future, they just kind of fade. I also rolled a
And-
damage. That was a 6 plus the 3 would have been a 9.
Well,
Is that how it works? I always forget.
we decided that it was erasing people, but that you can miss.
Okay.
So yeah. So I just went with full erasure.
I think if they're wounded, it would erase them, but if they're not, that's what I think.
Technically wounded, yeah.
Yeah. If it was like someone who's fully alive, I don't think that should erase them. I think
Okay.
that's fair.
Cool. The
Or just does
everyone
damage.
witnesses that. If there were any questions before about what was happening, everyone knows now what's happening. And let's see. Liariel?
Okay, so, like, how many enemies do we have right now exactly?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're down to 6.
Okay, let's pull out the tarot deck.
I'm gonna mark off mine. That's a good point. This one's gone.
Meow, meow, meow. Another one bites at us. Meow.
Oh, okay, so, I was hoping I wouldn't pull this until, like, the climactic battle, but I pulled the Tower card,
Okay.
which depicts a lightning strike. So, lightning is going to strike one of the enemies.
Oh my gosh. Who are you targeting with this strike?
Which one is, like, the biggest threat right now?
We've got 3 mages here at the bottom, 2 soldiers mid, and 1 mage far away that casts water at you.
I'm gonna do that one, that guy.
Revenge!
Why not? Fuel the
Um,
fire. Or the lightning in this.
If
Okay,
you'll roll
so
your ability, yes. 20, d20.
20. 16 plus 4 is 20.
You're killing them. I'm just gonna roll real quick. I don't think this is gonna work, but whatever. 11. Come on. And then if you'll roll damage as well, please.
3 again. Is this dice weighted? Plus 2. 5.
This is mage 3. You fry this person who's in cloaks. I guess there's like a hiss, a very loud hiss. You can't really tell if it's coming from them or if it's because they just got struck by lightning and they are sizzling. It's kind of mixed in between, but they along with maybe a little scream. Ed mage here. Professor Purrington's over there. 1. this mage, having witnessed two pigeon people be erased, is going to cast a spell at Professor Purrington across the carts. This mage. Okay. So it will cast.
Can I defensively cast a spell?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to,
if it makes sense.
Cast slow shield around me, or slow in front of me to slow any attacks coming towards me.
Okay. Interesting choice on this mage. We'll identify this, I guess, as the ground mage. So it uses the earth when it casts its spell, especially because the carts are sort of in front and between you. Its spell comes from below to attempt to spear Professor Purrington.
So I can jump that.
Yeah. If you'll roll grit and add your ability modifier to that.
Did you roll?
I'm
I
rolling.
did. It's over there on the corner or on the side.
So I rolled a 13, then I add my grit modifier, or
your ability modifier. Well, so yes, grit modifier, and also because you're using an ability, your ability.
Oh. Uh, 16.
Yep. You defensively, I'm sure you're attuned with your whiskers and your paws and so forth, feeling the earth and changes and everything. So reflexively.
Oh yeah, especially earthquakes. I know how to run under. I can run. Meow. I can run to the furthest corner of the house and hide there when an earthquake comes. Meow.
Perfect. I'm sure you jump up onto the cart or bounce away in some way so that your slow spell
and never be found.
If you choose to run away, that's fine. But
no.
As for the spell, you avoid it. Your ability. It's a spear that springs up from below. And of all of these magical effects, this one stays as a spear of ground. Then the red mage, soldier 1, he can do nothing but swing at Captain Barrick because it has been told, because I've been playing a fortune teller myself. So cool.
Okay. I will like to roll my grit. I could always get a 1. No, okay.
Two soldiers locked in mortal combat, avoiding each other's blows. But you managed to avoid. This bird is using dual swords. No shield.
Trying to hit me and hit me.
Exactly. And then we have your return. Your turn as well.
All right. Hopefully we don't hit each other again because we can just stay in like this. Don't have to do any work. There you go. 3. Yeah.
Come on.
There you go.
Perfect. Locked together. Your blows mirroring each other, perfectly in sync, as if you're dancing.
Nope.
Soldier 3. I think he would witness this honorable duel this way towards the casters. Oh, this mage, water mage. desperately wounded, struck by lightning. You see this mage sort of like hunched farther and farther over time. Probably couldn't get to Professor Purrington, even though Professor Purrington is the biggest threat on this field. Struck by lightning. Yeah, this mage is definitely going to strike back at Ariel after the lightning strike, so it will cast a spell. More water effects here, this time seeming to come from the plants sort of right around you and any ground that still has water on it, in order to become water spike kind of spear things, all pointed at Liariel. You'll roll grit, please, or brilliance if you think that makes sense.
Maybe I could pull a card to try to create like a shield to deflect it back at the mage. Is that possible from your perspective?
That is definitely possible, especially because you have no idea what you're gonna pull.
Right. Okay, well let's hope it's like a pentacle or like water or something. Oh, close enough. I pulled the magician who has access to one sword, one staff, one pentacle, and a cup. So the magician is going to use his gift of magic to, using the pentacle on his altar, cast a shield of protection and reflection around me.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it will work based on what I rolled, but if you'll roll a d20 to make sure.
Alright, come on, high number, please.
I think
2 is not helpful.
I think
2
only
plus 4.
Yeah, so that equals out. And oh shoot, hold on, my headphones just turned off. I was like, I'm deaf. Alright, I'm back. Because the magic sort of cancels out, but they're equal, you'll only take half damage. I'm going to roll damage real quick. Please. 3. Rounded down, I think, right? Yeah, you block almost all the damage with your Pentacle Mage magic, and just take 1 point of damage there. Soraya is up.
Okay. Trying to just like learn from this mage that keeps pulling water out of everything.
Yeah.
She is, because she doesn't really know what she's doing. She's going to attempt to send a water spout towards this guy that's coming towards her.
Okay. And is that from below or from forward?
I imagine it would go forward, almost like a tornado, but
Ooh.
since there's not water. Because there's not water. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
If I can roll.
Ready.
Nope. 4. I can't roll either.
Sorry, Barrick is having a great time laughing about
I know.
water magic and jeering about both of you trying to hurt people with water.
This guy is he's got his big great sword and he's running forward and he's like, "Rah!" And then there's a light misting of air that blows across him and he's refreshed a little bit. he might hesitate,
right.
like, oh, I'm gonna die, and then when there are no consequences he just like continues forward.
That's fair.
Then you don't hear anything from Samson. Samson, just so you know, is currently hiding underneath sort of like the root outcropping thing, as if he were two hobbits and there was a big scary thing walking above them, but he half buried underneath some roots. And
He's inspecting the roots.
He's probably having those thoughts like, oh, this is an intricate root system. Wow, okay. But wait, focus. Your soldiers. Oh, dude. Moving forward towards the red mage are going to lash out. Oh, all right. I guess I'll still roll for the mage real quick. That wasn't really a roll. I didn't like it. One's even better, but I mean, either one would have worked. The soldiers hustle forth, and this mage brings its own protective mage barrier up against their strikes, and it's as if they rebound off. Several swords and short swords, maybe a shield slam in there somewhere. Your mages, right? Just to get a good view. Your mages will step forth and strike out at one of the pigeon mages. I'm just gonna cast a spell.
Oh, thank God, a high roll.
3. All right,
thank God, a low roll.
Your mages, your mages know sort of earthy carving kind of magic. B damage. I'm gonna take that flat because they wouldn't really be like carrying a bunch of stuff with them. Oh, this at this mage is the mage, I guess, is, or your mage's cast is sort of like a molten earth, pebbly kind of spray into this other mage. Again, fire's not good for these individuals. They feel a bunch of, like feathers burning, and you could smell that nasty smell, and they're screaming, "Ah! I'll get you, my pretty." Anyway, that's all the mages. Back up to Professor Purrington.
Okay, is this possible?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm on top of the wagon.
Okay.
Jumped up there, right? Do you think it's possible that I can cast a time dilation field in the middle of the battlefield, but instead of a slow field, it's a fast field? I jump through it, and then with my claws out, I pounce on this mage right here, like attacking, kind of like a bullet through the air with my claws out, like stabbing this mage.
This would be the same thing as like a cart roaring through town and you jumping off of it at someone. Sort of like the same speed concept.
Like I would jump through the air, like I would be jumping and then moving, but then going through like a speed tube.
Yeah.
And then coming out like towards the mage. Like right at him.
So you could normally move 3 if you wanted to like use it to double movement, for example.
Not, I can go for this one.
I think the act of casting the spell means you don't attack as well.
Okay.
So you would like move across the battlefield if you wanted to, but you wouldn't attack damage-wise until the next turn. Or whatever you chose to do next turn.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out a way to use this spell.
Yeah. Now that nobody's moving incredibly fast.
So can I move then cast a spell, or
You can like walk, yeah, and cast a spell. As long as you're moving towards.
okay?
If you want to use your time speedy thing, like a single person, you just speed up the head and then
I was
they
going
fall
to move
unconscious.
and then probably heal you, and then that would be my turn. I would just heal Captain Barrett because I to save up a spell or attack.
Please tell me that's
Or
not
I
a
could
spell,
cast
you're not just
a
having
shield on one of you guys. I have one time
I
dilation
do see
left.
a very hefty armored person running towards a very watery mage.
True.
I guess we could cast the time dilation on. Was this one then? Mage.
That
we'll
one's
cast
a soldier. Yeah.
So, or whatever the one barreling is.
Okay.
Whoever's moving.
He is moving forward. Yeah.
Last time dilation.
Okay, that's this soldier here. All right.
Ooh, not too good on this one.
No.
We got a 9.
Let's take an 18. So, because your spell is a sphere, I think that it still slows him, but he doesn't take damage from it, which would basically prevent him from making it to anybody.
All right. A win-win.
True. And then
Each other out.
Leario, your turn.
Okay, so which enemies?
You cut out there.
Oh, okay, yeah. It wasn't me this time. You cut out.
No.
Which enemies are left right now?
Yeah, I'm going to. There are 2 mages at the bottom, and well, that didn't really help. 2 mages at the bottom, red mage right here next to some soldiers. A soldier locked in mortal combat with Barrick. 1 soldier slowed coming towards Soraya, and our very friendly, very wounded mage up here at the top. Blown up earlier.
Like, has it? Okay. Is that black one down there a mage? I don't know.
No. These black ones are ruins, I guess you could call them. I'm marking them so that they're here. These are the ruins of the cart train.
Okay.
So it's
Let's see. Could I go after, I guess, the yellow mage down there?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
One of the partners.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna try to draw something to attack the yellow mage. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so I pulled the Queen of Pentacles. So a warrior woman holding a sort of Captain Shield, Captain America style, like discus, is going to throw it at the mage.
Oh no. Okay. If you'll roll your spell, I'm constantly rolling off. 15!
Let's see, I got 12 plus 4, so that's 16.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. This discus thrown my wait. Oh, it still hits. 16. Ah, shoot.
Yep. That's why I was laughing.
I did the math wrong. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Ah, dang it. All right, well, if you'll roll damage.
Damage, come on. 3 again.
Wow.
3 again.
It is weighted.
It is weighted. Should I maybe go to get a lottery ticket and get all the 3 stuff today?
Yeah. 23, 13, 53. Get all of those.
Yeah, all the 3s.
Yeah,
The
this
3 plus 2 is 5.
this shining magical discus flies across the battlefield and bong hits this mage in the face. Bloody beak, probably chipped beak face, as it goes down and stands back up. Brutal. Red mage. Now being threatened, Red mage is going to cast a spell directly at the soldiers. Please. And then the soldiers respond. Also locked in Mortal Kombat.
We're gonna win.
The mage does this fire hands move where it it's trying to smash fire into the faces of these soldiers, and while it looks very impressive, they are avoiding it with their martial arts. Soldier 1 is this one. Please. Soldier 1 attempts to jump up and double pierce Captain Barrack with both swords. Straightforward.
Okay. I roll my grit. And I get +1, so I got a 6.
Okay. Okay. They have a modifier as well. So, I guess it doesn't matter. Their modifiers.
I've got my
too.
combat equipment. Yeah, my combat equipment's 2, so
okay.
I haven't actually added that. My Warhammer.
Then you would match equal?
I think so, yeah.
All right. They attempt to get past your guard with these swords. On a match, you take only 3 damage.
I'll use Dwarven Resilience then.
Dang it.
That to 1. Oh, sorry, Drunken Resilience.
Drunken Resilience. Same thing.
Yeah, I take 1 damage.
Cool. Then we have your turn to follow up.
Okay.
Yes!
That'd be a 9. Unless I use my ability. I might. We get. Am I allowed to use ability retroactively?
I mean.
That's fine. He wins.
Yeah, that's not how that works out, but
I know.
Can I use my ability to time travel back in time to tell him to use his ability?
There you go, perfect.
On
fine.
your turn.
I don't know. I haven't used time travel yet because I still can't figure out how to use it.
Yeah, so me either, but let's say you wanted to use it for this. We would just remember this roll here of 10, and then you would use your ability on your turn to modify this roll, and so we would retroactively play this scene out. The only reason I wouldn't recommend it is because it's not super dangerous. But I mean, you could do it if you so choose. But if he was going to die, then for sure that would be really cool to use it there.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Or maybe on
just do nothing this whole
fighting
fight.
someone. Hey, you didn't do nothing. You tried.
I tried, yes.
But in having scored a blow, you know he's more confident in his abilities, and he's puffed up his feathers a little bit and is ready for your retaliation. And then this bro. Finally ready to strike. What?
He's slow.
Oh, he is slow. Right. I have it written down. I was still going to move him. But yeah, he loses his turn. Unfortunate. Mage. Did you use his slash? Oh my gosh.
If you hover over
Marks
it,
on any of these
descriptions.
others? Okay. This mage casts against I guess seeing this person not moving at all in front of him, will cast a spell directly into Soraya's face, hopefully, maybe. With a solid 19.
Okay.
Water versus water.
What a bender fight.
All right, so
Yep.
I rolled a 15, 16, and then can I use my squid leather to bring it to a 19 to match?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Way to reveal that name. Perfect. So this is a you attempted to use a forward spurt or whatever. This mage uses like a spiral around their arm and then casts it forward as an actual spurt of water forward, as true mage would, for just 1 point of damage though, because water and you go hand in puddle or whatever.
Yep, it just kind of bounces off the squid leather outfit. Yeah.
Perfect.
Very moist.
Its description still matches.
You are also lightly misted. And then your turn.
Oh, nothing's been working. I think she probably shouldn't do this, but she's going to go ahead and step up to this guy
Yeah.
and like try to just grab a hold of his arm and use her electric grasp to inflict damage to him.
Okay. Cool. If you'll roll that ability, I will attempt.
Oh my gosh,
Yes. Dang it.
that's a 4.
Is it modified?
That is modified, yeah.
Oh, that is modified. Ooh,
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Wait, so you rolled. What did you roll?
It's a combat ability
Okay.
modifier from the ability, and I rolled a 3.
You
And I only have
rolled a
+1 for
3.
that. So.
Yes. I similar, just to let you know, similar to last game, I took your initial rolls in effect for reasons, and this one, I decided that this mechanic would be luck. Yours, of course, is 3. So I do think that in rolling a 3, plus the fact that he's wet and you're trying to shock him, would make it actually work. If you would like to deal damage to this bro.
Sure.
And he's slowed. He can't really stop
2.
it.
He's also coming out of the slow. That's true. 2?
That's true. Mm-hmm.
This is wet, a little bit frazzled, but this person, let's see, except for Samson and I think Professor Purrington's uninjured, this person is still the most healthy on the field. You, Samson does nothing. Soldiers attack this mage again, really trying to their duties. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, the mage block. Oh, nice. These soldiers finally get their gear in order after being, sort of blown up. Smash this mage, pierce this mage, etc. This mage is this.
So?
Nothing. Just making sure I have my marks, because then I recolored them.
All right.
That is that one. Then your mages still. Oh, I guess they're unhurt, right? Who are they gonna cast on? Probably the first one and the duplicate back here, or not the duplicate, but the pair. Hey, it's still rolling. 4. That was probably a lot better.
Nope.
Versus a 1. Nice. Grit's not really these mages thing, so your mages cast not Monopoly dice. Come on. Your mages cast their earthen powers into this mage's face again. The earth that had shot past and against it swings back from behind and smashes it in the back of the head. Then, retaliation. This couple grabs hands together and is going to cast a spell at Professor Purrington right here in the center of everyone for sure.
Oh.
And rigged. Together they pull a 15.
I got a 9.
Okay. Their spell together whips forth into a fiery tornado above the battlefield and then collapses down onto Professor Purrington for an additional 2 damage. Him. Then it is his turn.
I am going to. I am going to attack a Beak Boy over here.
Oh, okay.
Try to play with Beak Boy with my claws.
Okay.
Guess that's a combat ability, is it?
Yeah. You're gonna move that way, so.
Well, that didn't go well.
Uh-oh.
Got a 9.
Oof. They are resistant and resilient to claw and claw abilities with my rigged die. Yeah. Probably right here is the best spot, yeah. So this individual, he's got that really big, stereotypical sword that he also uses as a shield to block your claw daggers. Leariel?
Okie dokie, so I'm gonna go after the yellow mage again.
Okay.
draw a card. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, 4 of Swords, which like depicts 3 swords like above a person and 1 underneath them. So like, one sword is going to like target this guy's ankles, and the other 3 are going to materialize over his head, and then gravity shall take its course.
Okay. If you roll your ability, see what he can do here.
I rolled a 20! I rolled a 20
Hey.
with a modifier of 4. So 20.
Well, I rolled a great 19. I hope you know.
That's cool.
This is Mage 5. Is the okay? If you'll roll some damage.
Alright, switching dice. 6.
And that's modified?
Plus 2, so 8.
Yes, it is. I'm sure you know, because I'm sure you all wrote them down. But your lucky number is 20. And these swords, one, like you said, springs up from below. 3 swords collapse down into this individual, and I would say they pin him down into the ground in a scream and burst of feathers, straight down into the ground. And then, unlike again the magic that has been cast elsewhere on this battlefield, these swords continue to be in this bird's body, and he bleeds out all of his poor pigeon mage blood all over the ground here in a big puddle, while his partner watches, which is cruel, but that's the way it plays out. So that's Mage 5 dead. I'm going to move Mage 5 out, but Mage 5's right there.
Thank you, that makes it easier for me to track who's alive.
Yeah. And then Barliario Redmane. Please let me cast a spell at these dang soldiers. 3. Alright, well. Unless it's a 1. Okay, I don't, the field, so much stuff is happening all over the field. Time is bouncing around. Magic is electrifying the air, and this mage specifically, also having been shooketh from the train ride and train stop, is unable to cast the spell directly into this circle of soldiers around them. This soldier attacks Captain Barrett. Yeah.
Before he does, should we just have a drink break? This isn't going very well. Look, just surrender. Be fine.
Possibly. You are quite the fighter. If you want to roll, like, presence sounds good.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Use this.
Put up.
7.
All right.
Plus 2.
Let's see how strong this individual's tie to his.
Yeah. Oof. Never mind. You can carry on with the attack.
Yeah.
This is going nowhere.
He's gonna yell something like "Invaders! Never!"
Okay.
And you're welcome to still attack him. Poor guy.
Well, he's gonna attack me, hasn't he? I kind of
jumped. Yeah. You're right. That's where. Not to you yet.
Okay. I'm gonna use the ability here. And I'm just gonna drink because he didn't want to drink. I'm drinking. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. There you go. I got a plus. It's a 7. Plus my
Nice.
drink, which is a +1 ability. It's actually an ability. There you go. So,
Okay. Then that matches the combat modifier here again. So
Yep.
all of our strikes are just little ones. He pings you for another
drunken
one.
resilience.
Yeah.
That's 0.
And then, of course.
Fine.
No. You don't take damage. That's how it works.
No,
It's your
that was
turn.
my character. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
right,
fine.
Right.
Let's carry on.
Let's continue.
Well,
And
that wasn't
your
even a
turn?
roll, but yeah. That is going to be 15 to hit.
Please. Hey. No trouble.
That's fine.
Honk.
And so it
Just
carries
like-
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew there was a goose. Wow.
Yeah, one of these pigeon people is actually a goose. That's you.
Got a key.
Soldier 3. This one, Soldier 3 strikes at Soraya, being right in front of him. 11. Technically 13.
Mm, that would be a 13 also.
Are you also resilient? All right. Just 2 damage from his big great sword. A little bit slick in his hands. Manages to connect, but not exactly how he wanted to. Head. Then age 3. Suddenly, for some reason, still alive and incredibly wounded at the back. Incredibly wounded at the back. Seemingly protected. Mage 3 runs. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to roll for running away. Sort of as like a deception. So I'm going to roll presence, and then anyone who thinks they would be able to witness it can roll brilliance. So probably probably all the player characters.
All right. I'm going to use this dice.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah. 23. I don't think there's. All right. There's okay. There's no point. Professor Perkton owns it. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. This mage is moving away, but still being clocked. Not hiding, not vanished, and because they moved away and not towards, they can't attack. Soraya's turn.
I guess
Soraya
maybe.
uses splash.
Yeah, I'm gonna use splash. No, I probably will try tidal wave one more time,
Okay.
aiming towards the guy that's attacking me and the mage that's running away.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see if it rolls better this time. Not really. 14.
Hey. So the person right in front of you can't dodge, and he takes the full brunt of the tidal wave, but the mage, currently attempting to hustle away through the foliage, managed to avoid any damage, which is hilarious.
4.
So 2 and 2, codename Beak Boy. That's Rhea, same soldiers. Soldiers attack the mage. Tries to bail. Tries to move away. Unfortunate. You hear a cry from your soldiers. All spring up. Rah! Get them! Protect the cards. Protect the people. They roll some damage. Oh. That is a 1. Right. And your mages. Mages cast at this person just to try and this mage resists, of course. Oh, 4 equal. So magic. Hey, that actually connects. Nice. So your mages, inspired by the cry of the soldiers around them, perfect. That's exactly what we were shooting for. Your mages drop burning, melty sort of earth down onto that mage, and burn crush is a new term that we're calling it. Burn crush that individual. He's screaming and dying. He also sizzles in a unsatisfying, stinky kind of way.
Gross.
And then this mage, having witnessed their partner go down, who killed their partner? It was Ariel, way over there. With reckless abandon, moves forward to strike at Liariel. With hold on, let me think about this. Just kidding, that's not how that works. Okay, so the way it works is they are overcome with grief, running directly at Liariel, but don't attack. Yeah. And then we go back to Professor Bergton.
I'm going to use my last erase.
Okay. I wonder on who.
There's a bird in the sky, that's why.
Distracted. There's like a rabbit running by.
On this one attacking Captain Barrett because he's having a bad.
No, stay out of it.
You would interfere in this duel?
Okay, we won't do it.
You're welcome to choose whatever you want.
Yeah, it's up to you.
We'll just erase it, Beak Boy.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about this other one over here, but we kind of need him, maybe, I guess. We can capture him. Under the table. Okay, 14 plus a lot. 19?
It's like, oh god.
A real solid 3. After, this honestly heroic amount of swinging his sword directly in the face of mages and resisting spells and dodging and weaving, Professor Burrington steps forward to the head of the pack, sort of paw points at this individual, and unmakes him out of existence.
Last thing that he hears is meow.
Ow.
Yeah.
That is Professor Perkton, Liariel. 3 remain.
There's one that's like charging at me, right?
Yes, across a pack, but definitely weeping and charging you.
I'm probably gonna do something about that one.
Okay. I mean, you killed their partner. Why not this one?
Yeah, I mean, finish the job. I wouldn't want to leave a grieving spouse.
Get the full set.
Alright, let's see what I pulled here. Oh, that's interesting. I pulled the Five of Cups, which depicts a grieving figure looking at 3 spilled cups. I know. This figure is going to manifest and poison the charging figure.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are so innocent. I would have made it their dead partner manifesting.
Oh, wow.
That's very interesting. Alright. Brilliance roll here. What do we got? Alright, 2 is not helpful, but I rolled a 2. Plus 4 is 6. So that didn't do well.
Well, I rolled a 3 before you rolled, so it was almost guaranteed.
Aw, okay, well that's lucky.
It was definitely guaranteed, actually, because of your modifier.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you'll roll some damage.
Oh, damn it. 6 again.
Nice.
Plus 2, 8.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on, let me. Oh, okay. As this figure rushes towards you, this could be the goose, I guess. A goose-like figure, tattoos, like I said. As it gets closer, this poison flushes through its body and veins real quick, weakening it. It stumbles. It continues on after a moment, but also on the edge of his or her ropes. And you are Liara. That mage is gone. Oh yeah, this is Soldier 1. Okay. Not erased. Soldier 1 continues the duel right in the center. An 8.
Oof. That's definitely going to hit, I think.
Hey!
Yep, definitely. Okay.
After you attempted to convince them to stop and think about it, they've been renewed with zeal and vigor. Striking you for 5.
Yeah, I used my last charge of junk and resilience there.
All right.
Great.
You're wounded, right?
Okay.
Like a lot?
I've got
Okay.
13 health left.
Okay.
Good.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then it's your turn?
Yep. Okay. I'm just going to use my ability here to sort of stun him.
Okay.
Which I'm just basically going to roar at him. 'Cause I'm not going to do it because it's quite late here, but I'm going to roar at him enough, really loudly, full belch, sort of loud mouth.
Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, really just sort of out of nowhere.
Okay.
So I call my sobering shout. So I'll roll presence, I guess. Would that make sense
Okay.
for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully I get something good. So that would be plus 6, 18.
Oh my gosh. 16. It's supposed to stun him
Yeah, just completely sort of knock him
and
back.
not do damage, or does it still do
Not.
damage? No. Okay, well,
No, it's just yelling at him really loudly and just completely throwing him off. I was expecting it to be an AoE thing, but everyone else is dead. So
yeah, gotcha.
I don't think the mage is really doing very well, so I don't think he cares.
It works then because it has no damage component, so it still like continues. So that works.
No.
Soldier 1. thrown off his game, manages to strike you, and then you immediately scream back in his face. Oh, dead. Mage 3, run away. Another presence roll. All right, I'm sure Professor Perk did just brilliance alone would recognize this mage running away.
Oh, I got a 3, so I got an 8.
One. This mage continues to run. And Soraya's turn. Just to make sure.
Yeah, I'm still deciding what I'm doing, but I guess I will try a water spout directed just at this weeping mage. Yes.
Okay. I do think that this person could make it away if they make it off the board. I think that makes sense.
Oh, do I notice them?
I mean, sure, you could roll if you want. I think your
Okay.
party definitely knows they're still there, so it's not like
Okay,
They're-
that's why
they're
I
not
didn't go that way.
invisible or
'Cause I wasn't
anything. Yeah.
sure. Oh, okay. So roll brilliance. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right, that was a 20 for a 19.
Not even a contest. He's
Okay, so
definitely
didn't-
running away still.
did move that way. Then I move this way,
All right, cool.
and then I will try the water spout.
Okay. I believe.
Trying to conjure all of the water. Oh my gosh. The 5. The 5. I cannot roll. Like, that's even at like the third dice.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, oh man, brutal. The water either doesn't come as you expect it to, or does not affect this mage continuing to head away into the foliage. Unfortunate. Soldiers attack the mage, even though the mage isn't looking at them necessarily. Oh. With the 5, mage continuing to hustle past. 7, out here. Where's I don't know why I roll it so far away, but I do like to roll really hard. Oh my gosh. Okay. As this mage attempts to push past grieving towards Liariel, these soldiers just sort of plow into it and stab and skewer this mage, similar to what happened to their partner, but in a non-magical form, and they destroy that mage. The other mages, are gonna cast at the fleeing. Solid 13. Mage trying to hide. 8. All right, so
Thank God.
that mage has 2 health, which is why I pointed it out, because I believed. Another decimation spell comes erupting out of these mages and blasts this mage away. This soldier, having fought the entire fight, stands alone on the battlefield.
Currently reeling.
Capture him.
I don't think it would be a struggle to capture this individual, no. I'm gonna roll just to see if he's willing to go peacefully, I guess. What would you like, odds or evens?
Odds.
All right. Odds 10. This person having full faith in
Use my time travel ability to go back in time to tell him to pick evens.
Yes, I think so. I mean, the way I think that would play out is like Captain Barrack says something like, "Hey, calm down. We're gonna capture you. There's nothing left to fight for." And he's gonna say no, and then you go back in time and tell him to say something else.
Don't say that. Say something. Meow.
Meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Okay. This cat is going to erase your very existence if you do not surrender.
Oh. That's a good... Oh, man.
Meow, you've seen it done.
Yeah, coming to realize that not only means, like, killing him, but also undoing all the work he's done throughout his life. There's no way he could risk that, especially in service to the queen, and serving in the army and all of that stuff. So you can't.
Meow, no one will know you even existed, Meow, so it wouldn't matter.
Gosh.
Meow.
That's so brutal. Okay, wow, congratulations. I had hoped that the train would be more trainy, but still very cool. What an impressive fight. You capture this individual, probably stop for the night and make camp, I would assume, just to recover and recuperate.
Yeah.
And then we can go into...
slightly.
Yeah. We can go into interrogation and what you learn in the future, but I always had faith in you, and here we are in camp.
He deleted the gravestones before he revealed that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I went through the boards and got rid of the other board. You rustle up Samson, bring him back. Make camp to recuperate. You have this person probably over here in the corner. And for there, we will stop. We went a little bit over because of the fight, but pretty freaking cool and impressive, I guess.
Oh, it was fun.
Yep.
Fun.
So, thank you very much. We will pause here and pick it up next time.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye for now. Gotta get rid of all these tokens. Cool. Ah, man. Too bad about the train, but I liked the concept, but I wasn't sure how it would work, especially with time dilation. And then I never bothered to like bring it up, so that was my bad. But that's the way the spell's gonna work from now on, no matter what. And all the spells that played out, like, we worked it out in the combat, so that's how they will play out, right? So, yeah, cool. I am going to go take a break, eat some food, chill, because it's hot. I might come back and RP. I might not. I don't know. If I do, I'll be Fizzle. If I don't, I'll still be Fizzle. Deuces.
Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts.